Hello, I'm Jermaine Williams, game design student from UCF, here to talk to you about another video game review. This time we're covering a 90s video game. The game I've chosen is Parasite Eve for original PlayStation. This sensational action RPG thriller. You play as Ada Brea from the NYPD, a detective that goes through a week of events that may lead up to the extinction at the hands of the mysterious Eve. The reason for my selection in this title was the marketing that surrounded it. The release of Parasite Eve was considered during the renaissance or the resurgence of Squaresoft back in 1998. Off of the successful Final Fantasy VII, Squaresoft had invested in a series of games that branched out from its traditional role-playing genre. They did a fighting game such as Inis, a shooter game called IS, and a Final Fantasy Tactics game that was an RTS. Parasite Eve stands alone as it was licensed by Hideaki Sena, and it was the first M for Mature rated game for the company. It was touted as also the first cinematic RPG in the marketing literature. When I was a kid, there was a commercial that was released around the time, I believe it was the Super Bowl or an NBA game. And when I saw it, I was hooked on the graphics that was shown and the enticing CGI effects. I also had a promotional poster. Now, my brother was working at EB Games at the times, and he was able to get me a poster. The poster itself was very clean, with the villain Eve on the top of Statue of Liberty. The aesthetics of the poster was its space, and the feel was that of a movie poster, which really enticed me even further. In addition, Parasite Eve also had a collector demo that included their upcoming Final Fantasy VIII. I was enthralled with what the game was and continued to play even after release of Final Fantasy VIII the next year. Two questions to consider after this review are as follows. The developing of this game was done from not sourcing the movies or the novel as inspiration. If you were to develop a licensed IP, would you use the source material or would you create a narrative without it? Also, Parasite Eve was touted as one of the first survival horror RPG games. Can you think of another game with this unique genre title?